Ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you from your respective locations, wherever you may be in the world. So, over in Washington, they're starting to get very seriously worried. They took this action, the action they thought would be the liberating one, the action that was supposed to save the world, namely striking Iran's Fordo side. But unfortunately, they did not succeed. And as we speak, American President Donald Trump, through the White House, is multiplying statements to make the whole world believe that they succeeded in their strike. Before we continue, let me mention that we are in the rainy season. It's raining, so we just have to deal with it. I'm going to bring the microphone closer so you can hear me better. I hope it won't have too much of an impact. So, America is afraid. That's what many sources are reporting. America has even moved on to assessing the situation. They have evaluated the situation. The risk of Iranian retaliation is extremely high. The risk is very high. And so, as we speak, things are truly shaking and stirring over at the White House. It's shaking because the really big and pressing question now is what precise kind of retaliation, what specific kind of forceful response Iran will ultimately give. Will Iran attack the United States of America directly and without hesitation? Or will Iran, of course, resort to acts on the ground? These are just some of the questions being raised right now. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video conference, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. But before we continue, I ask you to share this video conference as much as possible. Give it lots of likes. Yes, yes. Give it lots of thumbs up. There you go. That helps me not to hear the noise of the rain, so I can stay focused and give you a very honest analysis. There you go. So, let's dive deep, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go into the depths. According to consistent reports, Donald Trump allegedly received. First, Iran had warned Donald Trump. He was warned. He was directly notified through a mediator. So, according to official information, Trump received an Iranian warning before the American strikes, according to NBC. That is to say, Iran didn't just limit itself to making statements on national television. They went word of mouth so that his ears could clearly hear the voice of the Iranian revolution. So, according to NBC News, Iran warned Donald Trump through a G7 mediator. Be careful, when we talk about the G7, these are not children. This bloc is well known throughout the world. So a G7 mediator was approached. The warning was clearly conveyed to him. Donald Trump was told, if he attacks us, it will be very serious. He will regret it. So he was reportedly informed of possible reprisals on American soil. Do you see why America is afraid? Why is there panic? He was explicitly informed of potential and severe reprisals on American soil itself, soil that is widely considered to be utterly untouchable. In the unfortunate event of a devastating strike against critical nuclear sites, he was gravely warned of immediate and significant reprisals on American soil if there were indeed a direct strike against those vital nuclear sites. But despite this warning, according to NBC News, the United States launched Operation Midnight Hammer, which was strongly condemned by Tehran and Moscow. This is the operation they called Midnight Hammer, meaning the hammer that comes down and destroys everything. Unfortunately, the hammer they used was made of cardboard. The hammer was cardboard. It barely did anything. There you go. The rain. The rain has calmed down a bit. It's that time of year. America is in a panic because they were told, if you touch our soil, we'll touch yours. I'm telling you, I like the Iranians. Where do we get the visa? These are people. First of all, I truly like I. That is, I deeply appreciate individuals when they make sincere promises, And they consistently keep those commitments without fail. When you make a promise, you have to keep it. That's what makes a man honorable. But above all, someone who says, it tells you to your face, if you do something to me, no matter how powerful you are, I'll do the same to you. That's a heart, a big heart, great courage, strong determination, even if the person can no longer do it. That's what African states should do. They warned America Donald Trump didn't understand. They carried out the Midnight Hammer operation. Okay, no problem. Now, there are threats of retaliation. The United States of America has assessed the risks of an Iranian attack. First, there's the warning that's on Donald Trump's mind. He put together a team, intelligence services, and so on, his own intelligence services, whom he doesn't trust. He put his services to work, everything. They assessed the situation and concluded that the risk of an Iranian attack was high and that a retaliatory response from Tehran could occur within 1 or 2 days. This is what Reuters reports, citing 2 anonymous US officials. So 2 officials, 2 high-ranking dignitaries, 2 senior American leaders who refused to give their names or reveal their identities, thus remaining anonymous. They are the ones who provided the information to Reuters, this widely followed Western media outlet. And the information being given is that after assessments, Iran is at risk. Iran could attack American soil within 1 or 2 days. So they don't know. The real problem is that they don't know if Iran is going to attack. How will Iran attack? Will Iran send a missile directly or use drones? Or will it be through ground-to-ground attacks? Because when it comes to ground operations, Iran is really ready. They are close to being so. They are experienced in ground-to-ground operations. They know the methods, the techniques, and everything that goes with it. They can keep their distance. They have operatives everywhere. They can keep their distance and their operatives work for them. You see? So for now, this is making the White House tremble. And the White House, the United States, say they are convinced that the Iranian facilities have been completely destroyed. They repeated that again. But listen, everyone saw it, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top story in the news. So please share it as much as possible. I'll be back with more information for you shortly. This was the voice of your one and only Samurai.